What if the man who can command armies and build empires is not as powerful as the man who can command his own soul? What if the greatest, most extreme power in the universe is not the ability to control the world, but the ability to control yourself? The Stoics knew this to be true, and they left us the laws to achieve it. 8 Principles of Extreme Emotional Self-Control, compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. Core of Stoic Mindset. Imagine the great sequoia, the largest tree on earth, a living monument of strength and endurance that has stood for thousands of years. Its profound power to withstand fire, storm, and the relentless passage of time does not come from its high branches or its thick bark. Its true strength, its very essence, lies in its vast, deep, and unseen root system. A powerful core that grips the bedrock of the earth with an unshakable hold. This is the first principle of extreme emotional self-control. You must first establish the deep and powerful root system of the core Stoic mindset. Many of us, however, are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we are like trees with shallow roots, trying to grow tall and strong in soft, unstable soil. We chase after surface-level control, trying to manage our anger or anxiety with superficial tricks and techniques, without ever addressing the fundamental philosophical ground upon which our entire emotional life is built. The problem with this shallow approach is that it is doomed to fail the moment a real storm hits. A tree with shallow roots will be toppled by the first strong wind. Likewise, a mind without a deep core philosophy of self-control will be completely overwhelmed by the first major life crisis, the first significant provocation, the first deep emotional storm. This is a common and painful challenge that people face in the context of emotional mastery and self-discipline. It leads to a life of emotional fragility and a frustrating sense that, despite our best efforts, we are fundamentally not in control of ourselves. The transformative solution is to stop trimming the branches and to begin the deep, essential, and life-altering work of cultivating your roots. It is the Stoic understanding that extreme emotional self-control is not a collection of life hacks, but the natural expression of a mind that is deeply and firmly rooted in a coherent and powerful philosophy of life. The core idea is that the Stoics built their entire system of self-mastery on 2 fundamental load-bearing principles that form the bedrock of their mindset: the dichotomy of control and the principle that virtue is the sole good. The dichotomy of control is the rational understanding that the universe is divided into 2 domains: that which is within our control and that which is not. Our own thoughts, judgments, and actions are within our control. Everything else is not. The first root of the Stoic mindset is the unwavering commitment to focus all of our energy on mastering our own domain and to cultivate a calm acceptance of the domain we do not control. The second great root is the principle that virtue is the sole good. This means that the only thing of true intrinsic value is an excellent character, defined by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. A person who is deeply rooted in this belief understands that their well-being is not dependent on external events, but on the quality of their own choices. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it provides a simple, powerful, and unshakable foundation for a life of peace and strength. To begin cultivating your own root system, you must become the patient gardener of your own mind. The first actionable step is the daily practice of sorting. At the beginning of each day, take a moment to look at your planned activities and consciously sort them into 2 columns: things I control, my effort, my attitude, and things I don't control, the outcome, others' reactions. The second step is to define your virtuous intention for the day. Choose one of the 4 virtues and decide how you will consciously practice it in your actions throughout the day. The third step is to engage with the source code. Spend just 5 minutes each day reading a passage from the great Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus, to nourish your roots with this timeless wisdom. The benefits of applying these actions are the creation of a profound and stable core for your entire being. The constant anxious winds of daily life will lose their power to shake you because you will be anchored in a philosophy that is deeper than any storm. Your sense of control and your self-respect will soar. as you begin to draw your strength from the unshakable bedrock of your own character. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to plant your first root today. Your mission is to take one current source of stress in your life and to apply the sorting principle to it. Clearly distinguish what you can control from what you cannot, and then make the conscious choice to focus only on what you can control. With this foundational mindset established, you are ready to apply it to one of the most challenging arenas of life, the heat of personal conflict. The next lesson will teach you how to maintain absolute control in the face of disagreement and anger. If you are ready to build your unshakable foundation, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel for more timeless wisdom. Lesson 2. Control in heated conflict. Imagine you are a master bomb disposal expert, faced with a highly volatile and dangerous device. The situation is the very definition of a heated conflict. The stakes are high, the pressure is immense, and a single wrong move, a single slip of the hand could lead to a catastrophic explosion. The expert's power in this moment does not come from aggression or from force, but from its very opposite, from a state of extreme, almost superhuman, calm and precision. Their control in the midst of the conflict is their greatest weapon. This is the second principle of extreme emotional self-control, the law of control in heated conflict. For many of us, however, we are in a state of constant inner conflict where we are the amateur, panicking bomb squad. The moment a disagreement becomes heated, the moment a conversation turns into a conflict, our rational mind is disarmed. We are hijacked by the adrenaline of the moment, and we either cut the wrong wire with an angry, impulsive retort, or we freeze, completely unable to think or act effectively. The problem with this lack of control is that it makes us a danger to ourselves and our relationships. A heated conflict is a moment of truth, a moment that reveals the true depth of our character and self-mastery. To lose control in this moment is to fail a critical test. It is to demonstrate that you are a slave to your own passions, a person whose reason can be easily overthrown by a surge of anger or fear. This is a common and painful challenge that people face in the context of emotional mastery and self-discipline. This not only prevents any constructive resolution to the conflict, but also fundamentally erodes the respect that others have for you. The transformative solution is to become the master bomb disposal expert of your own interactions. It is the Stoic habit of training your mind to enter a state of heightened calm and rational clarity precisely when the external situation becomes most heated. The core idea is that for the Stoics, a conflict is not a battle to be won, but a problem to be solved and a test of virtue to be passed. The virtues of justice and temperance are most critical here. Justice demands that we seek to understand the other person's perspective, even when we disagree. Temperance demands that we control our own emotional outbursts. The Stoic warrior knows that the only way to achieve a just and tempered outcome is to keep his own rational mind, his hegemonikon, firmly in command. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it transforms conflict from a destructive war into a constructive and character-building exercise. To begin cultivating this calm precision, you must become a student of de-escalation. The first actionable step is to master your physiology. The moment you feel the heat of a conflict rising, you must take conscious control of your body. Deliberately slow your breathing, relax your shoulders, and unclench your jaw. A calm body helps to create a calm mind. The second step is to seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Your first response in any conflict should not be a counter-argument, but a clarifying question, such as, "Help me understand why you see it that way." The third step is to attack the problem, not the person. You must consciously separate the issue from the individual and frame the conversation as the two of you, collaboratively, against a common problem. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound transformation in your ability to handle one of life's most difficult and stressful experiences. You will stop dreading conflict and start seeing it as an opportunity to demonstrate your strength and wisdom. You will find that you can resolve disagreements more effectively more peacefully, and in a way that often strengthens the relationship rather than damaging it. You will gain a reputation as a person of immense maturity and control. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to choose your tool. Your mission for the next week is to choose one of these 3 steps: controlling your physiology, asking a clarifying question, or attacking the problem, and to consciously use it the very next time you find yourself in even a minor disagreement. Control in a heated conflict is a high-level skill, but our emotional control is tested far more frequently by the small, daily disruptions of a chaotic world. The next lesson will teach you how to maintain your calm beyond these constant, low-level attacks. If you are ready to become a master of conflict, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 3. Calm beyond daily disruptions. Imagine you are a great sea cliff, standing at the edge of the ocean. For millions of years you've been subjected to the relentless, daily assault of the waves. They are the daily disruptions of life. The traffic jams, the annoying emails, the canceled plans, the small frustrations. The waves are endless, they are noisy, and they are persistent, but you are the cliff. You are made of a substance so solid, so massive, and so enduring that the chaotic energy of these small daily waves has absolutely no effect on your core integrity. Your calm is greater than their chaos. This is the 3rd principle of extreme emotional self-control, the law of calm beyond daily disruptions. Many of us, however, are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we are not the solid cliff, but a fragile sandcastle on the beach. We build up a precarious state of peace in the morning, and then the first small wave of a daily disruption washes in and completely dissolves our foundation, leaving us a shapeless, frustrated mess. The problem with this fragility is that it makes a life of sustained peace and focus impossible. If your inner calm can be shattered by a slow internet connection or a rude comment from a stranger, then you do not have a calm mind. You have a temporarily quiet one. This is a common and painful challenge that people face in the context of self-discipline. This constant state of being triggered by the small stuff is incredibly draining. It wastes your precious mental and emotional energy on things that are ultimately trivial and insignificant, leaving you with no reserves for the challenges that truly matter. The transformative solution is to stop being the sandcastle and to start the long, patient work of becoming the sea cliff. It is the Stoic habit of building an inner resilience so profound that the small, daily disruptions of life lose their power to disturb you. The core idea is that the Stoic warrior trains himself to be the master of his own inner citadel. He understands that the daily disruptions are like the small waves. They are an inevitable, natural, and permanent feature of the landscape of life. To wish for a life without them is to wish for an ocean without waves, a foolish and futile desire. The wise person does not try to stop the waves. He focuses all of his energy on building his own inner cliff, on cultivating a mind that is so solid and so grounded in what truly matters that the small waves can crash against it all day without ever disturbing its deep, quiet peace. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it offers a path to freedom from the tyranny of daily annoyances. To begin this work of inner construction, you must practice the art of perspective and non-reaction. The first actionable step is the cosmic zoom out. When you are disturbed by a small disruption, you must immediately practice taking the view from above. Ask yourself, on the grand scale of my entire life, and in the vastness of all of time and space, how much does this one small wave truly matter? The second step is to reframe the disruption as a training opportunity. See the traffic jam not as a problem, but as a perfect chance to practice your patience. See the annoying email as a chance to practice your emotional detachment. The third step is to deliberately underreact. Your mind will want to make a big dramatic splash. Your job is to consciously choose a response that is smaller, quieter, and calmer than your initial impulse. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound and liberating release from the stress and frustration of daily life. You will find that you have a massive new surplus of mental and emotional energy. You will move through your day with a new sense of calm, grace, and even amusement at the small things that used to derail you. You become the sea cliff, a source of quiet, unshakable strength in a world of constant, chaotic motion. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to choose your wave. Identify one small, recurring daily disruption that consistently disturbs your peace. For the next week, your only mission is to greet that one wave every time it arrives with the calm and solid thought, you are a small wave, I am the cliff. You now know how to remain calm in the face of the daily waves. But often, the wisest response to a disruption is not just a calm thought, but a deliberate and powerful silence. The next law will teach you the immense power of this measured response. If you are ready to become the sea cliff, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 4. Power of Measured Silence. Imagine you are standing before a deep and ancient well. The world around you is noisy and chaotic. You shout a question into the well's opening, and instead of shouting back, the well responds with a profound and echoing silence. This silence is not empty or weak. It is full of depth, of mystery, of immense, quiet power. It absorbs your frantic energy and returns a sense of calm and perspective. The well's silence is its wisest and most powerful answer. This is the fourth principle of extreme emotional self-control, the law of the power of measured silence. Many of us are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we are terrified of silence. When we are faced with a provocation, a difficult question, or an emotional outburst from another person, we feel an overwhelming, compulsive need to fill the space with our own words. We believe that to be silent is to be passive, to be weak, to have lost control of the situation. The problem with this verbal impulsivity is that it is a profound display of weakness and a lack of self-control. A man who cannot control his own tongue cannot be the master of his own mind. In a heated moment, your first unfiltered words are almost always a product of your emotional, reactive self, not your rational, wise self. By speaking immediately, you are giving the reins of your chariot to the panicked horses. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. This often escalates conflicts, reveals your own inner turmoil, and robs you of the strategic high ground, which is always the position of calm and deliberate thought. The transformative solution is to embrace the wisdom of the deep well. It is the Stoic habit of using a measured, deliberate silence not as an absence of a response, but as a powerful, active, and strategic response in itself. The core idea is that silence is a tool of immense power, and the Stoics were its masters. A measured silence accomplishes several things that an immediate retort never can. First, it gives you time to let your initial emotional splash settle, allowing your rational mind to come back online. Second, it communicates a profound and intimidating level of self-control. It signals to the other person that you are not easily provoked, that you are not playing their emotional game. Third, it often de-escalates the situation, as your calm silence provides a stark and often disarming contrast to their emotional chaos. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it is a direct counter-program to our modern culture of instant, reactive, and often thoughtless communication. To begin wielding this silent power, you must become a disciplined guardian of your own words. The first actionable step is the strategic pause. In any tense conversation, you must train yourself to deliberately and consciously pause for 3 to 5 seconds before you speak. This is the act of choosing silence. The second step is to ask yourself during that pause, what is the wisest and most purposeful thing to say right now? Is the answer perhaps nothing at all? The third step is to become comfortable with the discomfort of the silence. The silence may feel awkward, but you must understand that this awkwardness is a powerful force that is often working in your favor. The benefits of applying these actions are a massive increase in your personal authority and your social and strategic intelligence. You will stop being a reactive participant in conflicts and start being their calm, controlling moderator. You will find that you can often win an argument without ever saying a word. Your relationships will improve, as your calm, thoughtful responses will replace your impulsive, emotional reactions. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to take a vow of silence in one specific, low-stakes situation this week. The next time someone is complaining about a trivial matter or trying to engage you in pointless gossip, your mission is to simply listen, nod, and remain silent. Offer no agreement, no argument, just a calm, measured silence. This measured silence is your first line of defense against the emotional chaos of others. But to truly protect yourself, you must learn to detach from their chaos on an even deeper, more fundamental level. The next law will teach you this profound art of detachment. If you found this lesson valuable, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 5. Detachment from emotional chaos. Imagine you are an eagle soaring on the thermal winds high above a stormy valley. From your serene and lofty vantage point, you can see the entire storm with perfect clarity. You can see the dark, turbulent clouds, the flashes of lightning, the sheets of rain. You can observe the storm's power, its chaos, and its movement, but you are not in the storm. You are not being battered by the winds or soaked by the rain. Your calm, high perspective allows you to be aware of the chaos without being a victim of it. This is the fifth principle of extreme emotional self-control, the law of detachment from emotional chaos. Many of us are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we are not the eagle. We are a small, trembling leaf, caught in the heart of the storm. When we are around people who are in a state of emotional chaos, an angry colleague, an anxious friend, a dramatic family member, we allow their storm to become our storm. We absorb their energy, we get swept up in their drama, and we lose our own peace. The problem with this lack of detachment is that it makes your own emotional well-being completely dependent on the emotional stability of the most unstable person in your life. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. You are essentially giving away the keys to your own inner kingdom. This makes it impossible to be a source of strength or a force for good in the situation, because you have simply become another victim of the chaos. A person who is drowning cannot save another drowning person. The transformative solution is to become the eagle. It is the Stoic habit of cultivating a profound psychological detachment from the emotional states of others, of learning to be a calm, compassionate, and objective observer of their storm, without allowing yourself to be pulled into its vortex. The core idea is a powerful application of the dichotomy of control. The emotional state of another person is one of the most classic examples of something that is entirely outside of our control. The Stoic warrior understands that it is his duty to act with kindness and justice towards others, but it is not his duty, nor is it within his power, to control their feelings. His primary duty is to maintain the integrity and calm of his own inner citadel. By detaching from their emotional chaos, he is not being uncaring. He is preserving the one tool, his own rational, calm mind, that might actually be of some use to them. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it offers a path to a more sustainable and effective form of compassion. To begin your flight training, you must practice the art of perspective and separation. The first actionable step is to create a mental mantra of separation. When you are confronted with someone else's emotional chaos, silently repeat to yourself, "This is their storm, not mine. I can be present, but I do not have to participate." The second step is to focus on your own physical sensations. Bring your attention to your own breath, to your own feet on the ground. This creates a powerful physical anchor of self-awareness that prevents you from being emotionally hijacked. The third step is to define your role. Your job is not to fix their storm, but to be the calm, steady lighthouse that can help guide them through it, if they so choose. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound sense of emotional freedom and resilience. You will stop being a sponge for the negativity of the world. You will find that you can be a far more effective friend, partner, and leader because you will be operating from a place of calm strength, not of shared panic. Your own inner peace will become unshakable because it will no longer be conditional on the emotional state of those around you. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to practice your first flight. The next time you're around someone who's expressing a strong negative emotion, your mission is not to solve their problem or to absorb their mood. Your only mission is to maintain your own inner calm. Use your mantra. Focus on your breath. Be the eagle, not the leaf. This detachment from external chaos is a powerful defense. But the ultimate source of strength is not just in what we detach from, but in what we attach to. The next law will teach you how to ground your emotions in the unshakable bedrock of rational thinking. If you are ready to soar above the storms, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 6. Strength in rational thinking. Imagine you are a wise and just king, and your kingdom is your own mind. You have two primary advisors. The first is a passionate, eloquent, but often hysterical courtier who represents your emotions. The second is a calm, quiet, and deeply logical philosopher who represents your rational thinking. In any moment of crisis, the emotional courtier will rush in, screaming of disaster and ruin. The wise king listens to this passionate advisor, but he never, ever makes a decision until he has first retreated to his private chambers to consult with his calm, rational, philosophical advisor. This is the sixth law of extreme emotional self-control. The law of strength in rational thinking. Many of us are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we have made the emotional courtier our king. We believe that our initial gut-level emotional reaction to an event is the truest and most authentic response, and we act upon it without question or examination. The problem with this is that it is an abdication of our greatest human faculty. To be ruled by your emotions is to be ruled by the most primitive, most biased, and least reliable part of your own consciousness. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. A life based on emotional reactions is a life of chaos, contradiction, and poor decisions. It is a kingdom ruled by a fool, constantly lurching from one self-inflicted crisis to the next. The transformative solution is to ensure that the rightful king is always on the throne of your mind. It is the Stoic habit of making your rational, logical, and philosophical mind the final arbiter of all your choices and actions. It is the commitment to a life guided by reason, not by reaction. The core idea is that the Stoics saw our rational faculty, the hegemonikon, as a divine spark within us. It is the part of us that can see the bigger picture, that can understand cause and effect, that can align our actions with our deepest values. They believed that the entire purpose of philosophy was to train and strengthen this inner king, so that he could wisely and justly govern the chaotic kingdom of the passions. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it is the very blueprint for a mature and effective mind. To begin strengthening your own inner king, you must create a formal process for consultation. The first actionable step is to give your reason a voice. When you are in the grip of a strong emotion, you must literally pause and ask, what would my rational self, my inner philosopher, have to say about this situation? The second step is to practice the Stoic interrogation. You must subject your emotional thoughts to a cross-examination. Ask questions like, is this thought based on objective fact or my own subjective interpretation? What is the evidence for this belief? Is there a more rational and less catastrophic way to view this? The third step is to write it down. The act of writing forces your brain to be more logical and structured. Journaling is the act of sitting down in your private chambers with your philosophical advisor. The benefits of applying these actions are the development of a mind that is not only calm, but is also incredibly wise and effective. You will stop being the victim of your own emotional dramas and start becoming the brilliant strategist of your own life. Your decisions will improve dramatically in all areas. Your confidence will become profound because it will be based not on feeling good, but on the knowledge that you have a wise and reliable king on the throne of your own mind. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to hold your first counsel. The next time you are wrestling with a difficult decision or a strong emotion, take out a piece of paper. On one side, Write down what your emotional courtier is screaming at you to do. On the other side, write down what your calm, rational advisor would recommend. Look at the two options and then choose to act as the king. You now have the tools to remain in control, even in the heat of conflict and chaos. But the ultimate test of self-control is not a single event, but the relentless, grinding pressure of a long and difficult trial. The next law will teach you how to maintain your steadiness under the harshest of pressures. If you are ready to enthrone your own inner king, please like this video. And as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 7. Steadiness under harsh pressure. Imagine the North Star, that steadfast beacon in the northern sky. It is not the brightest star, nor is it the most dramatic. Its profound power comes from its one unique quality, its constancy. While the entire chaotic swirl of the cosmos wheels around it, while other stars rise and fall, the North Star remains a fixed, steady, and utterly reliable point of light. It is a guide in any storm, its power derived from its unwavering steadiness. This is the seventh principle of extreme emotional self-control, the law of steadiness under harsh pressure. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict where, when we are under real, sustained, and harsh pressure, our inner world becomes like the chaotic, spinning stars. Our principles waver, our mood swings violently, and our sense of direction is lost. We become unreliable to ourselves and to others. The problem with this lack of steadiness is that it is under the harshest pressure that our true character is revealed and forged. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. To be a person who is calm on a good day is easy. To be a person who can remain steady, principled, and in control of themselves during a prolonged crisis, a difficult financial period, or a long-term illness, this is the true test of a master of the self. A person who loses their center under pressure cannot be a true leader or a source of strength. The transformative solution is to become the North Star of your own life. It is the Stoic habit of cultivating a profound and unwavering steadiness, of making your own character a fixed point of reliability in the chaotic and spinning universe of your life. The core idea is the Stoic virtue of fortitude, or carteria, which is not just about enduring a single blow, but about maintaining your integrity over the long haul. The Stoics knew that life is not a sprint, it is a marathon, filled with long, grueling stretches of harsh pressure. The steady person wins this marathon not through bursts of speed, but through a relentless, patient, and unwavering commitment to their own chosen path. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it speaks to a deep need within us for a form of strength that is not brittle, but enduring. To begin cultivating this steadfastness, you must practice the art of constancy. The first actionable step is to have a non-negotiable daily routine. Your routine of waking, of working, of exercise is the fixed axis around which the chaotic events of your day can spin. It is your source of stability. The second step is to have a written set of principles. Your personal code of conduct, which you review regularly, is your celestial map. It is the thing you consult when the pressure makes you feel lost. The third step is to practice, one day at a time. In the midst of a long struggle, do not be overwhelmed by the long journey ahead. Your only task is to be steadfast and virtuous for this one day. The benefits of applying these actions are the development of a truly formidable and deeply respectable character. You will develop a profound, quiet confidence that comes from knowing that you can be relied upon, especially by yourself when things are at their worst. You will become a beacon of hope and stability for the people in your life, a fixed point of light in their own personal storms. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to define your axis. What is the one small, non-negotiable action that you will commit to doing every single day, no matter what, to serve as the steady, reliable anchor for your life? It could be 5 minutes of meditation, a 1-mile walk, or writing one sentence in a journal. Choose your constant. You now have the principles to handle conflict, disruptions, and pressure. The final lesson is not a new principle, but the culmination of them all, the achievement of a state of true and total self-mastery. This is the ultimate goal of the Stoic warrior. If you are ready to become a source of steadfast strength, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 8. Extreme Emotional Self-Mastery. Imagine the sun. It is the ultimate expression of extreme, effortless, and perfect self-control. It is a continuous, massive nuclear explosion, a force of almost unimaginable power that is held in a state of perfect, spherical equilibrium by its own immense gravity. Its power and its control are not two different things. They are a single, unified state of being. The sun does not have to try to be in control. Its very nature is a state of perfect, powerful mastery. This is the eighth and final principle, the law of extreme emotional self-mastery. For our entire journey, we have been in an inner conflict, learning the individual principles, practicing the separate techniques. We have been the apprentice, consciously and with great effort, trying to build our self-control. The problem is that a life lived by consciously trying to follow a set of rules is still a life of effort and friction. The ultimate goal is not to be the student who is constantly referring to his textbook, but to become the master who has so deeply integrated the lessons that they have become his very nature. The final challenge is to move from a state of conscious competence to one of unconscious, effortless mastery. This is a common and painful challenge that people face, the final gap between knowing the path and being the path. The transformative solution is the final and most profound act of the Stoic journey, to so thoroughly practice these principles that they cease to be a set of external laws you are following, and they become the very code of your own being. It is the art of becoming the sun. The core idea is the achievement of eudaimonia, the flourishing, well-lived life that is the ultimate aim of all Stoic practice. The Stoic sage, the ideal of the philosophy, is the person who has achieved this state of mastery. His emotional self-control is not a tool he uses. It is an effortless radiation of his own well-ordered soul. He has so thoroughly integrated the principles of reason, virtue, and self-control that his wise and powerful response in any situation is as natural and as automatic as the sun shining. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it offers a vision of a human life that has achieved a state of profound grace, power, and harmony. To achieve this state of mastery is the great work of a lifetime, but the practice remains simple and daily. The first actionable step is to embrace the journey of a lifelong student. You must commit to the daily practice of reading, journaling, and reflecting on these principles, not as a short-term project, but as a permanent way of life. The second step is to seek out worthy tests. The master becomes a master by constantly challenging himself. You must see every difficult situation not as a threat, but as a welcome opportunity to practice your art. The third step is to teach what you have learned. The act of trying to explain these principles to another or to embody them as an example for others is the most powerful way to deepen your own integration of them. The benefits of applying these actions are the achievement of a life of authentic and unshakable power. You will be free from the anxieties and insecurities that plague those who are not the masters of their own minds. You will move through the world with a calm, confident, and centered energy that will naturally attract respect and opportunities. You will become a source of light and warmth for others, not because you are trying to be, but because that is your very nature. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your final call to action is a commitment to the art itself. Your mission, starting today, is to stop seeing self-control as of difficult chores. Instead, see it as the most beautiful, the most challenging, and the most rewarding art form you could ever practice. Fall in love with the art of becoming the master of your own soul. By mastering the core Stoic mindset, by learning to control your responses in conflict, chaos, and under pressure, and by diligently practicing the arts of silence, detachment, and reason, you achieve the ultimate goal, a life of extreme and unshakable emotional self-mastery. Extreme emotional self-control is not a distant superpower, but a fortress of the mind built upon the timeless laws of Stoicism. By mastering your inner world, you become the calm, unshakable sovereign of your own life, capable of navigating any storm with grace and power. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. We gently remind viewers to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more wisdom on building a life of authentic power.